Hi everybody, it's Ann Patchett and Sparky Van Devender at Parnassus Books. Do you ever just want to rub your dog's head with your chin? It's one of those mornings. Okay, we have a lot of great books to talk about. Our First Editions Club pick for January is In the Upper Country. It's by Kai Thomas. It is a story about the end of the Underground Railroad, by which I mean the terminal stop, in Canada in the late 1800s. Kai Thomas is a Canadian, and you know, Canada, it's a different country. Sometimes we forget that, but it was really fascinating to read about enslavement and about the Underground Railroad from the perspective of Canadians, because let me tell you, the people in this book are empowered. So check that out. The book that everybody's going to be talking about today is Spare. I'm buying 2 copies because my mother has asked for one, and so has Sister Nina. Out in paperback today, Mark Epstein's The Zen of Therapy. I got to tell you, I loved this book. I read it, I learned things from it, and if you don't have the time, money, or inclination to go into therapy, just read the book. He's a really famous Buddhist teacher, and he combines Buddhism and therapy in a way that's just lovely. All right, this is the book that I really want you to get. This is by my friend Keith Simmons, and it's called Losing Kay, and it's Living and Dying with Progressive Supranuclear Palsy. Supranuclear palsy is what my dad died of, and I became really good friends with Keith and Kay when Kay was dying of this disease. So if you are a caretaker, or if you know anyone who is a caretaker or who's struggling with a terminal illness, or you just want to read a really beautiful love story about standing by your partner, this is a gorgeous, important book that taught me a lot and relieved me of little pockets of guilt that I had been carrying with me. So check that out. And Kat's not here, so I just want to say One by Jamie Oliver. This book is coming home with me tonight, because this is how I'm going to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner. And I was just flipping through it, and I am going to make teriyaki shrimp. Everything's easy, everything's in one pan. There's also a sticky apple pull-apart cake. And the last thing I want to say, and Rayanne will talk more about this, is Emma Straub, I love you. I'm so proud of you. Okay, Lindsay.
Now that you mentioned Emma Straub, I'm really upset that I don't have a hat, but as we'll learn in a minute, anything can be a hat. Stay tuned for more. I have 2 heavy hitters today to talk about, just to reiterate, in case you haven't seen it everywhere. Prince Harry's Spare's out today. I'm tempted. You know I love an inside scoop. I love to gossip. I love to know everything. Another big one out today, we have Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. This is the follow-up, long anticipated, to Ninth House, which I don't read a ton of fantasy. I love Ninth House. Dark academia, Yale secret societies. Anyways, this one's a continuation, and we're literally going to hell. That is the actual plot of the book. A couple debuts to shout out today, because I love to give debuts a shout out. We have a Nashville author, Lauren Kung Jessen's Lunar Love, which is a romance, out today. Moonrise Over New Jessup by Jamila Minix, which is historical fiction.
Looks good with you.
Oh, and also looks good with my outfit. Bad Cree by Jessica Johns. This one is contemporary. It's kind of magical realism mixed with horror. The Survivalist by Kashana Cauley, also contemporary, kind of a societal critique, a little bit of satire to it. And another shout out to one of my favorite debuts of last year, out in paperback today, is Nobody's Magic by Destiny Birdsong. Up next we have Elise, talk to us about events.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be talking about events again. And our first event for the new year is tomorrow, and it is with Stacey Willingham, All the Dangerous Things. This is such a fabulous thriller about a desperate mom with a troubled past. How great is that? It gets even better because she's in conversation with Rachel Hawkins, whose book The Villa came out last week. So this is going to be fabulous, and I know the event is filling up. So when you see this, go ahead, go online. It's a free event, but you need to register Stacey Willingham tomorrow night, okay? Because it's going to be a big, wonderful event. And then Saturday is story time. I get to say every Saturday is story time, and you don't need to register. This Saturday, 10:30, and then come every Saturday at 10:30 because it's so much fun, and you never know who you're gonna see, and you never know which stories you're gonna hear, but you know that it's gonna be fantastic. Saturday story time. And I just wanna mention that we will have Lindsay Frazier at the end of the month, and then we have Keel Hunt. Now this is filled, it's full up. So I am not inviting you. You can get on the waiting list, but I am telling you that you can order this book. His new book, A Sense of Justice. This is Judge Gilbert Merritt and His Times. And if you've been around for any moments here in Nashville, you know about Judge Merritt Gilbert, or Gilbert Merritt. That's what we say, because that's his name. Anyway, it's really it's a great biography of a really important person in this city, and we will have Keel not only sign it, but personalize it for you if you want to go ahead and order it. And I think that's all I have, except for I do want to say again that V, formerly Eve Ensler from the Vagina Monologues and the Apology and many, many other plays and books, is going to be here February 6th. And she's going to be in conversation with Anne, and that is just going to be incredible. And that is a ticketed event, but you get the book, and those seats are going fast too. So when you hear this, go ahead, go online. Why don't you just go online, sign up for our newsletter, and then you will know about all the events as soon as they happen. So now I'm going to turn it over to Rayanne.
Thank you. Hi everybody, it's a new year and we have some new first edition club picks. And for January, the Sprout Book Club pick is Very Good Hats by Emma Straub and Blanca Gomez. This book is so much fun to read. I've read it so many times and I love it so much more every time I read it. It's about hats. Where do you find them? What is a hat? You can get one from the store. You can make a hat from raspberries, chewed up gum, tortellini, and doll shoes. Don't limit yourself. This is such a fun book. We have just a few signed copies left. But if you had signed up for the Sprout Book Club, you would be able to pick yours up today. ParnassusNext members, City of Nightmares by Rebecca Schaefer is our first pick for the year. This is a world where nightmares literally become true. A girl takes a nice quiet job that actually turns out to be with a crime syndicate, and they'll do anything to stop her. A couple of middle grades out, What Happened to Rachel Riley by Claire Swinarski. This is about an 8th grade girl who starts a podcast to find out why a formerly popular girl is now an outcast. And by Gordon Corman, The Super Teacher Project. Guess what? This teacher turns out to be an AI robot. A couple of paperbacks for middle grade nonfiction readers, 10 to 14, actually these two are. Baseball's Leading Lady by Andrea Williams, Nashville author, is out today. The biography of Effa Manley. Baseball fans, sports history fans, you want this? And Gary Paulson's memoir, Gone to the Woods, Surviving a Lost Childhood, is out today. Thanks for listening, and thanks to everybody who donated to our Book 'em Book Drive. You were so magnificent, and we really appreciate you. Thanks for shopping at Parnassus Books.